Hi, my name is Gia, and I'm here with Natalie, Knock, Truk, and Virginia. And five of us are dental hygiene students from Foothill Dental Hygiene Programs. Growing up as a first generation child in America and from a low income family background, I have faced some challenges to receive regular oral care and preventative dental health education. Reflecting on my previous experiences, and with my profession as a dental hygienist now, I have a strong desire to give back to the community through our public health program in the hope of helping the children from the low income family to improve their oral hygiene habits and make the positive impacts in their future oral health.
Childhood tooth decay backgrounds. According to the Federal Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, in the United States of America, early childhood decay is the most common chronic childhood disease of early onset, with dental decay being the most prevalent chronic disease among children aged 6 to 19 years old. Children without an established income household have historically shown to be more prone to dental decay. This is partially attributed to high health care costs. Data from the National Health and Nutrition Examination Survey shows that 2 in 5 children from the ages 6 to 8 years had decay in primary teeth. 1 in 4 children had tooth decay in permanent teeth, and 1 in 9 children had existing untreated dental caries. In other words, children living in families with low incomes are twice likely to have tooth decay. With these findings, our primary goal for the study is to find the most effective approach methods to help reduce the prevalence in early childhood tooth decay. As we know, oral disease can be prevented with proper oral health education, enforcing good oral hygiene habits, and by recommending frequent dental care visits.
So, after collecting data for our research and understanding the approach of our study, as a group, we have formulated the oral health education program, and the goal of this study is to meet our objective with the intention to educate the children in improving their motor skill to brush the teeth effectively. So, ensuring that we are able to deliver the valuable oral knowledge to all the children for their daily oral hygiene habit.
The following are some of the demographics of the participants in our study. There are a total of 12 kindergarten children who participate in this study and are from a charter school in South San Jose, California. Four of the participants are at the age of 7, and the other 8 children are at the age of 6. And most of them are from the households of the income less than $100,000 a year. And 6 of the children whose parent has the government assistance program with the Medicaid.
In order to carry out these public health programs, there's going to be a five step to determine the level of dexterity for each of the participants. To begin with the program, we begin with the step where 12 participants were introduced to the programs by their class teacher, then followed by 12 participants who was divided into three groups: Group A, Group B, and Group C. And each group would have four members. Group A is as the age of 4, and Group B and Group C is as the age of 6. The goal of our method is to be able to evaluate the score based on the before and after education and demonstrations of the correct front brushing technique. Hence, at step 3, before the evaluations, each of the member would have to demonstrate the brushings on two teeth of the lower left side on the tooth model. Then would be compared to step 5 after the tooth after the tooth brushing demonstrations. They would have to be able to perform again, and based on the score, we will analyze the result.
After the experience, here's the data of our study. Figure 1 is the comparison of a bar graph that represents the score that each participant received during the before and after oral hygiene education of phones brushing technique. As you can see here, the blue column represents the score before the oral health education, and the red column represents the score after the oral health education. And a quick review on our first goal of this study is to improve the motor skills of the participants. As a result, the study showed that 11 out of 12 participants can demonstrate phone toothbrushing techniques on their own after oral health education and make a huge improvements in their developing motor skills with toothbrushings. So with that being said, our objective has met our goal.
And now we continue with part 2 about result. So as you can see here on figure 2 and 3 is a pie chart. On figure 2, we can be able to see there is a passing score before the phone brushings, education, and exercise. There's only 3 participants out of 12 participants will be able to pass the evaluation test. But after the demonstrations of bursting technique on figure 3, you can be able to see that there is a huge improvement when there is 9 participants out of 12 participants pass the evaluation test. And for our second goal, where we will target to improve the oral health education for the participants as well as their oral hygiene habit. And then when you look back on figure 3, you can see that the passing score now have jumped up, and then we have 9 participants be able to perform the phone brushing techniques as well as have improved their score overall. So which means that our objective for our second goal is also have met by the end of the program. Although we will be able to achieve the objective of our program, for our public health programs, there are two things that would love to change if we were going to do it again or in a larger scale of participants. First, I would love to include the parents of the participants, where I found that it's going to be more fun for the children, as well as going to be a very helpful experience for the parents when we'll be able to provide both parents and children the good oral health knowledge. And then on top of that, when the parent is around, our program going to be less chaotic when we would have the one-on-one education session, when the parents is there with their child. And in that way, it will help the learnings experience more effective.
During our project, we confirmed oral health literacy is important for both children and parents. As children in ages 6 and 7 years old need absolutely guardian supervision and help with their daily dental care, such as brushing and flossing. The overall goal for our public oral health project is for us to provide education not only for our children population, but additionally educate their parents as well.
After the experiments, when we're looking at the result, we be able to see the positive impacts on first the improve of the dexterity level for the children to mechanical remove the blacks. Then the second is we'll be able to help them improve their daily oral hygiene habits. In that way, it can help to decrease the risk of early childhood carie. And as that, we'll be able to introduce to the public and the communities how to take care of their teeth to our public health education program. After our public health programs ended, we've learned about the importance of oral health education to both parents and the children. And as a dental hygienist, we are looking for a futures and a long-term goal where we'll be able to continue advocate for the rise of each child to receive for dental cares and need despite their socioeconomic status and family backgrounds.